we have defined two paradigms in our southern dimension, the report, which probably is going to influence also our final study for next year, which is relevant here. One is the issue of conflicts. Conflicts, that's a very central topic in the OSCE work, both prevention of conflicts and the management and resolution of conflict. And the other one is, of course, closely related to that, namely flow security problems of both human, virtual, and material flow security problems, as illustrated by the COVID-19 as a very topical example. And those two perspectives, we have developed our analysis of that in the southern dimension, and the OSCE context is a good way to visualize the same type of links between the two paradigms in the East-West or the transatlantic and Eurasian space. We, of course, one drawback for the OSCE format is that China is not part of the OSCE, which is a bit artificial, since Japan is a partner, but not China. And what we find when we look at the SES perspective as a project is that it takes as its point of departure that we have European perspectives on Swedish security, and this is very important because obviously our main goal is to prevent war on Swedish soil. We would like to take up defense in depth. We have discussed that in the southern dimension. The question is, in what sense can we take up defense in depth through various types of cooperative endeavors in the East-West context? And here you have made already indicated a very important distinction between the cooperation you have with your like-minded friends, so to say, and the ones where the dialogue and the relationships you need to establish with those who are not so like-minded with you. And the problem we have now, as illustrated in these podcasts, is that we have had a development in the period after the Cold War towards less and less like-mindedness. Fredrik Löjdqvist spoke in his podcast about that the fact that the normative convergence we saw around the Paris summit in 1990 has started to break up, to fragment gradually over the years, not only with Russia, but with also a number of countries on the Western side. We have problems in terms of the fundamental agreements on human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. And in terms of security policy, also a number of countries of major importance are starting to play their own games, so to say, more than they used to do during the period when there were two military alliances facing each other on the strategic level.